What a weird intro! Oh my god. That was not supposed to happen. Mother fluffer. What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome to an afternoon stream on a freaking Friday. Usually I don't do afternoon streams because I'm at work. Today I took off because I have the interview thing with Twitch. So that's gonna be at 4:30 p.m., which means that at 4:15-ish, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go over there. I'll do what I gotta do. Then I'll eat something for dinner. I'll talk with Van a little bit. Come back at 6:30 so we can play some Frostbite. Amberus, hello. How you doing, man? I'm super happy to see you as always. You are fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. I wanted to play some more of freaking Deadfire, because yesterday, honestly, after a little bit there, I was kind of not. I don't want to say getting bored with the game, but I was kind of. I wanted to play something different, you know. Like it's not the game was not interesting or anything, but it's just like I was itching for something different, which Moonlighter provided, which the E3 provided, and now I got the itch again. Like I played yesterday. And I honestly would have gone for an extra like 5 hours. That's how great the game felt to me after that short break we took. Like that 1 week break from that game we took. I wanted to play more, and that's what we're doing right now. And we're gonna do even more on Sunday. We're gonna play a lot of that on Sunday. So yeah, get hyped for that. It's gonna be great. I got my beer going, so that's good. Also. I got a tweet that we're live because I kind of forgot to do it. Twitter, here we go. Okay. So, beep. Let's do this. Boom. We're live. We're good. Let's open the game, swap out this for that, and oh, here we go. Oh God, what the hell just happened there? Okay. Load. Tikawara. Let's go. Also, for some reason, like, I was really enjoying playing with Aloth. Like, I really was. I like the character. I like what we did with him in the first game. I always liked mages in that kind of game. That's kind of why I kept him around. But I gotta say that having the ranger with us, the lady with the freaking bow, makes a world of difference. She's awesome. She's doing massive amount of damage. I built her. I feel like I built her right, and every time she's in a fight, she ends up rocking that fight like crazy. So that's good.
A ship. I am saved.
Who the hell are you? The dwarf fans himself with a dish rag. His face is dark with and shiny with exertion. Sweat colors wide crescents on his shirt. He looks at you like a drowning man would look at dry land.
Weeks I've been stranded here. The Valiant Trading Company sends no one. Unless...
He squints at you, dabbing his brow feverishly with a corner of the rag. He swallows and aims a hopeful look at Pelagina.
Diverus. The company's concerns are the Duke's concerns, which makes them my concerns. But saving your skin was not in my orders.
Then it is the will of gods and countrymen alike that I remain stranded.
Crestfallen, he raises a hand to his brow and looks out upon the open sea. Stranded, this is Settle Island.
By whose standard do you call this settled?
With an ancient swallow, he glances over his shoulder at a sleepy, ramshackle village. His gaze darts from one grass-thatched hut to another, as if expecting some unspeakable horror to emerge. You were saying? Now, see what he's looking at. He isn't fixating on anything in particular, but his eyes widen with unease whenever one of the island Omawa draw near. He flinches and clears his throat.
I only tarry here because my shipmates went to Pococohara to search for Luminous Adra.
He brushes an insect off his sleeve.
I worry that Ruano, the local chieftain, gave Captain Bez and my crewmates a false lead.
He knots the rag in his hands, pulling it taut.
Or didn't know the way himself and was just trying to impress the outsider.
Maya winks down at Ishiza.
Ugh, this is a terrible place.
He frowns up at Maya. Why would he do that?
Why would I go bobbing for reason in shark-infested waters?
He waves his rag like an handkerchief.
You get a pass because I like that one.
Maya folds her arms and grins.
Ruano was the last to speak with the captain before she set sail. He squats in the hot northeast of that pitiful market.
He nods toward the gutted hull of a ship.
I would have joined her, but my stomach... something did not agree. Now it is weeks since they should have returned. I'm only the galley cook, not a search party.
He nurses his stomach and winces.
I'd say he's one clove short of a bulb.
A cozy for my staring. It is unusual to see one of the locals so outfitted.
He glances up and down at Maya, mostly up.
More unusual than a dwarf with no sense of direction.
Vector isn't a valiant name.
Bargroon. My grandparents gave up their nomadic ways when they moved to the Republics. But I see the appeal of staying in one place, one safe place.
He dabs at the back of his neck as he glances around. I imagine the company will pay a bounty for word of the expedition.
You would search for them? Agrasima. Payment is assumed with the company. They are quick to buy what they do not have.
He nods, the first signs of relief showing in his red-rimmed eyes. What has you so on edge?
When we landed on Tikawara, the chieftain gave us a welcome feast for the dukes. We feasted, danced, drank, and slept, only so we could feast, dance, and drink more.
The ghost of a smile flits across his face.
Good to know your priorities were in proper order on company time.
Her dark eyelids droop over her golden eyes, glaring at a sweaty dwarf.
Tell it to the captain. It was all her idea.
He backs away a step, hands raised. You were awfully busy for a man claiming to be Hill.
Per complanconned, music and ale are medicine for the soul.
He pats a hand over his heart and gives you a sheepish look.
Even so, they did nothing to soften Anaharu. He said we had come to rob and plunder. He and Nairi turned the villagers against us.
He wipes a fresh rivulet of sweat from his temple.
After that, we slept on the boat and took turns watching the shore. Except for me. I had to rest and recover, of course.
He coughs.
But in the early hours, our lookouts Ruano and Anaharu disappeared together.
Go on.
No one from the village approached us all day. And by the afternoon, only Ruano returned. Now no one here will even talk of Anaharu. Suspicious, no?
Perspiration gleams on his forehead.
Our captain was eager to leave before the winds changed again.
You mentioned Nairi.
The priestess. She imagines me in the jaws of our fish goddess. I know it.
He fans himself even more rapidly.
She lurks in the shrine next to that awful statue. I cannot stand her wicked looks, but if she does not scare you, then maybe you talk to her.
I need supplies.
The captain left all but the essentials with me. I have sustained myself trading with the villagers. Ekosi, but I'm almost out of ale.
Gives you a weak smile and shows off his wares. Oh, you got a few things. Yeah, you're good, bro. Let's grab all of that, all of these, all of those. Oh, Asina Tricorn. Sailor of valiant descent, Asina the Gaunt, a moniker she earned from her unusually lean frame, came of age in the living lands, raised amongst ravenous beasts and carnivorous plants. The young dwarf took to the arbalest and arquebus shortly after she learned to walk. By the time she went to sea, she was one of the quickest shots around with either. The impulsive Asina soon fell in with a ship granted a letter of marque by the valiant republics to counter friendshipy predation in the Deadfire. Though she earned her repute by the speed and accuracy of her shot, pirates around the region knew her almost as well for This hat, a sharp piece of headwear preserved with fastidiousness, born of the knowledge that few things pose greater danger than equipment ill-maintained. If I give that... I should buy that, actually. Plus, it's super cheap. Increases wearer, loses health. Huh. Interesting. Nah. That's cool. Actually, why not? Do you have anything to sell here? Probably not. Nah, not really.
I must watch the supplies at the trading post. You will come to check on me, yes?
Yeah, whatever. Hello, nurse. Okay. What? Oh. Okay, so she didn't have any gloves, which is perfect. She had a hat, but it's a pretty shitty hat, so we can get rid of it. That hat is a lot better. I like you without the thing. And the gloves are really gonna help. So...
What do you think, Ishii?
Sure.
You need my help? You mean like this? We're all in this together.
Okay, let's do like a full party thing. Oh, another cat. Miri. +1 intellect. Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Quit your chirping. I have no fish for you.
Bro, and I have no fish
Full
for you.
tides.
The fisherman lowers his head in greeting and wipes his hands on his sarong, which is mottled with fish guts. He doesn't meet your gaze. Why are those Lagufet caged?
Himwehi and the other Mataru found them when they explored the island.
He looks at the creature with mingled trepidation and disgust. They bare their teeth in response, flies buzzing around their clouded, gunky eyes and the dull patches on their scales.
Said maybe we train them to build. And if the soil and sea are misers here, then we eat them.
He shrugs, scratching at his incurved belly.
Oh, Captain Stinkfeathers here has choked down his share of Lagofath eggs.
Ishiza chirps up at her and waggles his tail feather. He blinks at your companion impassively, glancing towards the sea with an air of mild impatience. What can you tell me about Tikawara?
The high tide is stingy with fish, and the low tide even more so.
He points down the beach to a lonely rack strung with a few scrawny fish, which
Himwehi
I
and
stole,
the other
by the way.
Mataru found them when they explored the island. Said maybe we train them to build.
We had this conversation before. I could open this door, bro. Not about to do it just yet, but I could totally do that.
I'm with you. There's always a way. I'll do what I can.
Okay.
Oh, filthy lizards. Even here, I always smell them.
The woman stands outside the half-finished building, arms crossed, as if in protest of any shelter it might offer. She looks like she's scowling, but the scars on her face make it hard to tell.
An outsider in Tiquara? Who are you, stranger?
Her hand strays towards a hide belt cinched tightly about her waist. I'm anxious that you're looking combative already.
Akira, forgive me. Outsiders, famine, and pests make savages of us all.
She sighs and shows you her palms before crossing her arms. Hey, Tainted, hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. It's at 4:30. So like around 4:10, I'll stop streaming. I'll get ready for that, and then I'll be able to report tonight.
I tell Renga Ruano that the stench of Tikawara will drive away friend and outsider alike. Do you smell it?
She flares her nostrils and grimaces. It was supposed to be earlier than this, but it just didn't happen. Like, the guy told me that he had to move it. So, yeah. Which is fine. It's the same day, just a bit later. She flares her nostril and grimaces. Smell the air. 4 Legafeth. Their odors suggest they're young, still hatchlings and in distress.
The words of a skilled hunter.
She nods impressed.
There is no food on this barren island that those monsters do not steal.
Her scars are like seams, tugging her face into a scowl.
Yeah, but how could you say no to those little faces?
Always they circle our village looking for weaknesses.
She shakes her head, making an argument she seems to have made many times before.
I pushed the cage with the young ones farther toward the beach, but I smell them even here.
Still wonder they come here when the beach smells like the Lagafeth hatchery.
Better to keep them under our thumb than sharpening blow darts, I say. A week ago, I tracked the fish to Hoina Ravine, so I challenged the Mataru to a hunting competition. My mother's belt for the brood mother's head.
Grinning, she thumbs the hide belt slung across her waist.
It is not every day that newcomers land on our beaches. What say you show me how outsiders deal with Lagufath?
A little a little competition sounds like fun.
Understand they are animals. You must rely on blades, I say, not words. Hunting tales of our ancestors say the brood will scatter when their fish Renga is killed. No need to chase the children if you cut the head from the mother.
She makes a sweeping motion across her neck. What are you doing in this shipwreck?
The Renga wanted a trading post.
She glowers at a strange building, which appears to be part scaffolding and part shipwreck.
He said it will bring more Valians like the sweaty dwarf. Then they will bring food and supplies and their sweaty money.
A shiver of disgust ripples across her face. What's wrong with that?
Always I stand here. This is no job for the Mataru. We hunt, fight, and lead.
She paces next to the trading post, restless energy practically quivering through her arms and legs. So why aren't you hunting or fighting?
What is there to hunt on this heap of rock and moss? No game, only Lagofath skulking in Hoina Ravine. Even the antelope know there is no fit home. The grasses are thin and the trees are like a child's bones. Small and soft. Even to build this, we must hike up the mountain for wood.
She wraps the side of the trading post with her knuckles.
Am I a Kuaru? Do I dirty my fingers with coins 1,000 hands have touched? Never.
She spits.
Go see the sweaty one, the dwarf. He washes his hands sometimes.
I should smack you around for that, lady.
You need my help?
Is what I should do.
Always a way.
I mean, that's what you deserve.
We must do what we can do.
I'ma steal your shit.
Care told me that.
No. Well, shit. That didn't quite work out.
I'll handle it for you.
Now that did. Ha ha ha. Ooh, you got some cool stuff in there, bro. Bruh. But it's not stuff I absolutely need, so whatever.
It's bathed by shadows. We're all in this together.
These fruits are small and underripe. Most are riddled with wormhole. Ugh. What an unusual bird, I say. I like that he keeps saying "I say" every 5 words. It's really interesting. Small fish more bone than meat, dry on the rack. Their eyes are sunken and their scales dull.
That would be a no.
What did that say? Bros. Okay. This is woven from cower reeds, a hardy but flexible material smelling of sea salt. You're smelling of sea salt. Jeez. We talked to Pacheco. We did all of that stuff. Okay, let's go up.
The village starves, and you hide Koiki fruit?
I hide nothing, you bloated pufferfish. Traitor! Gatty's jaws will close around you!
Confess, Tamao, or will you let good food rot?
A young warrior's forehead is furrowed with lines and beaded with perspiration. He stands over a man bound to a pole.
Does mine look like a full belly, idiot? Question the rest of the Raparu. We all hunger.
Every word out of the bound man emerges as an agonized wheeze. He glares up at Mukumu.
Disgrace. Any other Raparu has worked 10 times in a day what you have in your life, and they do not complain.
The warrior pulls a dagger from his belt and thumbs the tip thoughtfully. Blinking, he turns to you wearing a bright, friendly smile.
Watcher, we can't just let this injustice stand. Do something, or I might.
Don't worry, I intend to.
You do? I mean, of course you do.
She grins big and brassy, unable to hide her happiness with you.
I say, this outsider speaks her mind like a Mataru.
He touches his chin and looks over Shodi before focusing his attention back to you.
Another outsider. You visit Tikawara in hungry times.
Mukumu sighs through his nose.
For what do you make of this hagfish, huh? Will Tamao confess if I tighten the ropes?
He gestures to the bound man. I think he's done something wrong.
Pakeho caught this wretch stealing the last of the Koiki fruit. The tribe was to feast on it for a harvest ceremony.
I stole no Koiki, but I wish I had. I would have hid it somewhere most unpleasant.
He bares his teeth in a defiant grin.
You hear this? A second chance we give, and Tamao throws it in our faces.
Mukumu holds the blade level with Tamao's heart. He's done this before?
Lied and stolen? Akira. When we have food, he takes more than he deserves. He steals baskets and pots, and even pilfered a spearhead from a warrior on the hunt. Exasperated,
Mukumu mops his brow with the back of his hand.
I say there is no person in Tikawara who he has not wronged in some way. Maybe no person in the Deadfire.
What say you, Tamao?
I say I deserve what others have in plenty. Shade, a full belly, a moment to kneel on cool sands.
He glares up at Mukumu.
We stopped being a tribe when Ruanu dragged us into the path of the outsiders. Now we can only save ourselves.
You shame us, Tamao. To return in your next life as a coconut crab would be too kind.
Mukumu stamps his foot, kicking up a flurry of dust. What was this Koiki ceremony?
We would have eaten the last of the Koiki as a tribe. This way we give our thanks to Kahopa, the eel of life.
His eyes go downcast.
Now this cannot happen. Our harvest fails because this one puts his empty stomach higher than the gods.
Isn't it traditional to eat the whole fruit, seeds and all?
Akira, just so.
He nods resolutely.
To consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our duty to consume the fruit, seeds, and all. This is how we pray to Kahopa for bounty. 'Tis our
Would it make things better if I had some spare koiki fruit on hand?
I say, missing food is not the problem. Tamao betrays the tribe, dishonors the reparo, denies all of us Kahopa's mercy.
He winces as if ashamed to even discuss it.
And he will surely wash back into our nets as a mudfish in the next life if he does not tell us where the Kawiki fruit is.
He raises his voice again just to be certain Tamao hears it.
I might have an old primer on Raotayan naval punishments lying around. You could give those a try.
You speak like an outlander, but your face is of the tribes.
He frowns at Maya.
Forget I said anything.
So you have your guilty man. What's to be done?
Pikeho's word is enough to give Tamao over to the waves.
Mukumu faces the beach and touches his brow.
Perfectly civilized. Go on.
Maya strokes her chin and nods.
This is our way.
He blinks at Maya.
Better to drown as an innocent man than starve with you fools.
Tamao spits, but without the forward momentum, he just dribbles on his chin. Mukumu turns his gaze away, doing his best to ignore him.
Justice does not fill our stomachs or our hearts. It brings the gods no closer to ending this famine.
I hold the gods a favor. Your koiki is as good as found.
Akira, you would do this? I say, our Ranga will dedicate the Feast of the Last Kawiki to your name.
He claps you on your shoulder, leaving Tamao all but forgotten.
Until the Kawiki is found, I will delight in prodding this stubborn eel for answers.
He touches the point of his dagger, his lips spreading into a broad grin.
You are free to question him in your custom, I say. And Piheko, he tarries often by the beach.
Mukumu nods towards the shore. I'd like to know more about the village.
Then you must speak with the Ranga. His lodge is at the top of the hill, past the trading post. Nairi also knows much, but she is quiet ever since.
His eyes go wide as he catches himself. He clears his throat.
Nairi, she tends the shrine in the northwest part of town, near the statue of Ngati. Yes.
He nods rapidly. What do you do here?
I am a warrior, like most Mataru. Can you not tell?
He poses standing tall and flipping his blade in his hand.
We have little reason to fight on Tikawara, except when the fishermen drink too much of the dwarf man's liquor. But these are only small fights, not like it was on the island we left before, when the pirates, the slave...
His expression goes slack. For several seconds, his widening eyes stare blankly into some remembered horror. After a moment, he snaps back.
But what did I say? Tikawara does not give an abundance, but there are worse things, Akira.
You sound suspicious,
you
dude.
need my help? Eagle Eyes.
I'ma steal your shit. Just you watch, he's gonna be the one with the fruit. Nope. He has some precious stones, though.
I see where you're going with this.
Step back, all of you.
The broad-shouldered Omawa at the center of the huddle takes a cautious step back. His gaze never breaks from the tribesmen who have him surrounded, and his hand never strays far from his weapons.
You've all got the wrong idea. I'm waiting for a shipment of sailcloth from the homeland. Is that going to be a problem?
His expression turns stony as the implied threat crosses his lips.
Then what say you about this? Coded gibberish, or I'm an Orlin.
Someone from the crowd tosses a sheaf of papers to the ground by Arama's feet. The assembled tribesmen mother their assent.
Damn it. He's about 2 seconds away from starting a brawl. I've got to step in.
Maya furrows her brow. I'll follow your lead. She clears her throat loud enough to turn heads in this direction of your party.
One against a mob isn't exactly even. Ever heard of a fair fight?
Maya cracks her knuckles and rolls her shoulders.
Ha! Company warships blow our